What is going on, everybody? Today I'm bringing you a tutorial on how to make a custom red ROSHE run Yeezy 350 boost low. I'm going to be using some Adidas acrylic leather paint and a flat black, but you can use the black as well. And I'm also going to be using this collector's edition varsity paint to paint the swoosh, that white swoosh, paint it red. I'm gonna paint it red to make it look a little bit more like the Yeezy. What you want to do first is take off the laces. Alright, so now what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stuff it. I'm gonna stuff it with some rags that I have right here. You can just use whatever rags. You can use socks, even newspaper. I made sure that when I bought this pair that they left like the original stuff that bulks it up, but I'm still gonna put some rags in just to make sure that it stays in place as best as it can. Alright, so what I'm gonna do for this custom, so that I can get it to look as closest to the Yeezys as possible, is I saved a couple images that I found on yahoo.com of the Yeezys, and I opened them up on the Windows photo viewer so that I could have them right there in front of me as a guide to how the design looks. And I really like this, using this method, because you can actually zoom into the pictures as much as you want, as you can see right here. And if you save them all together, you can just hit the keyboard and browse through the pictures. So right there I got. So now I'm gonna grab my Adidas Varsity red paint. I'm gonna shake it up, pour it into my tray so that I can get started painting on those white swooshes red. I'm also going to add in a little bit of Adidas red to this mix, just because the gym red is more of a redder red, if that makes sense. So I'm just going to grab a little bit of red and mix it up with that varsity. I'm going to be using a Q-tip to stir the paint up. Don't worry that the fuzzy stuff, it's not really gonna stay on the paint, because it sticks. The paint makes it stick to the Q-tip, so you're good. You're good like this. So now I'm gonna go ahead, grab my brush. I'm gonna use this brush, dip it in the paint, and start painting the swoosh that red. And just start painting it. And I'm gonna try not to get too much on the mesh, but since the color is exactly, or pretty much exactly like the color on the upper, it really doesn't matter. I'm gonna be painting black over it anyways right now, so don't get scared if you guys get a little bit of paint on the mesh. It's all good. You're gonna wanna smoothen out the paint. Make sure you don't leave any paint that looks thick in any places. So I went ahead and did 3 light coats of that varsity red and red mix that I did to match the gym red uppers. You want to go ahead and wait about 5 to 10 minutes between coats to apply the next one. And you guys could go 4 or 5 if you want to, but I just went ahead and did 3. So now I'm gonna get my Adidas flat black paint and start on the Yeezy designs. I'm gonna start off with that design that goes from the middle all the way to the tongue. Which looks kind of like DNA, like a DNA design form. And I'm gonna be using this trim right here kind of as a guide. So I'm gonna make it not go wider than what this is right here, so that by the time I get here, that design goes on right on top of this trim. So the design is actually fairly easy to make, because all you really have to do in the middle part is draw like some ovals that have angles at the ends. So you're gonna start try to start right in the middle. So as I'm finishing off this first pattern that I'm working on, when I'm getting to the tongue, make sure not to get this lining around here. Alright, so the way that you're gonna do the print on this Yeezy custom ROSHE runs, the way we're gonna mimic that Yeezy is, if you notice the Yeezy, the print on the Yeezys, it's just pretty much a whole bunch of lines that are kind of like slanted and slightly overlapping each other at the ends, and they're just very sketchy. They're all just none of them are exactly like the same. So basically, when you're doing this design, um, once you get started, it's gonna be pretty easy just to keep on following the lines and just keep on painting the print. So just be creative with it. If you see like that I already did, for example, that part right there that way, do the next one slightly. So one thing you want to keep in mind when you're doing this custom, the print, all these kind of lines, as you can see, they're actually kind of like angled with the midsole, so they're not exactly going like exactly parallel to the midsole. They're slightly angled at the front, and as they get more back, like once they're at the heels, that's when they start angling up even more. So they kind of slowly angle up, and at the back they angle even higher. So that's a good way to just make sure that you're on the right heel part, guys. Um, you're gonna want to keep in mind that you don't, since the heel, the lines that go up, once they get to the middle of the heel, they stop going up, and the other side comes in, kind of like going up from its direction. So you don't want to go over the middle. Okay, so now that the right side of this red ROSHE Yeezy 350 Boost Custom is done, I already did this side of the shoe. I'm gonna repeat the exact same thing, exact same process on this side, and do the same thing for the other shoe. This far into the shoe, right now that I'm on the inside part of the ROSHEs, I'm actually gonna do that kind of round, that part circle that there is on the actual Yeezy. That's actual suede on the Yeezy shoes, but I'm just gonna paint it onto the shoe. So I'm gonna start at about here, and I'll just freehand it because it's a pretty easy thing to do. So what you can do once you outline your circle, you already have this inner part that you're gonna fill in. Sometimes the mesh material is a little bit hard to paint, like hard to get inside of, because there's like 2 layers to it. So what you can do is just dip your brush in some water. Kind of brush out a little bit of the excess water, dip it into black paint, and apply it to the shoes. See, the water is going to allow it to seep in better than without. Alright, now that I'm done painting the uppers, it's time to put in our new laces. So I'm tossing these original ROSHE laces. I'm not gonna use those anymore. I'm gonna use some rope laces that I got from angelusdirect.com. It's the red ones and the 45 inches. So this is gonna give it more of that Yeezy look to it. So there you have it, guys. How to make your own red ROSHE Yeezy Boost Lows customs. I hope you guys like this video. If you guys got any comments or any questions about it, make sure to put them in the comment section below. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up for this custom, for me making the video and all. And I also did an on-foot footage. So moving on to that, and thanks for watching.